Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pampered Chef Live, our weekly live cooking demo. I'm Michael, your moderator. Where are you joining from tonight? Post in the chat and let us know. And if you're here because a consultant invited you, share an emoji reaction letting us know how you're feeling tonight. And however you're feeling tonight, we're just glad to have you. During the next 30 to 45 minutes or so, we'll be joining Andrea from her home kitchen as she teaches us how to create an easy and festive baked dessert for holiday get-togethers. After the cooking demo, we'll be selecting 3 attendees for giveaways. And if you're watching on Facebook, be sure to register for the event right away through Zoom so you can be eligible for tonight's drawing. We'll also have some personal Q&A time with Andrea about the recipe and the products she used, as well as frequently asked questions about her experience as a consultant. A couple housekeeping notes before we get started, and then I'm going to hand it over to Andrea. First of all, the recipe handout for tonight was included in the emails that you got before the event, and you'll get it again about an hour or so after the event in another email, just in case you missed it. Second of all, there will be a survey that pops up in Zoom when you sign off. We really value your feedback, and we'd love to have you fill that survey out, and we'll do one additional giveaway to someone randomly drawn who fills out the survey. We do that every single week. So it's another chance to win, and it helps us improve what we're doing. If you have a question you'd like us to answer, or you'd like Andrea to answer, drop it in the Q&A feature here in Zoom, which is different from chat. Our staff are responding to questions throughout the event, and we'll save a few questions for Andrea to answer later. So feel free to tee up anything that you want to ask. And lastly, if the Zoom chat is getting a little too busy for your liking, you can always mute the notifications by clicking on the chat, clicking on the arrow at the top to stop showing chat preview. And that's how you go from there. So I think it's time to hand over to Andrea. And that is all for me for now. I'll come back on a little bit later, but it's time for what you all came for. So grab a beverage, relax, and let's get cooking. Take it away, Andrea.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. So we are going to be making pumpkin pie a la easy because holidays is all about as easy as possible. Am I right? So drop it in the chat. Let me know. Are you a pumpkin lover or are you an apple lover? There's always a side, right? Personally, I love apple everything, but I'm also love pumpkin. Every year for the holiday season, I actually make a pumpkin flan. My family is Cuban, and so that's just been something that we always do. It's like expected of me now. But I will definitely be adding this into my routine, and my family is going to test out something different this year, and I'm very, very excited about that. So before we get started, a little bit about myself. So I have been with Pampered Chef for 4 years. Love it. Clearly. And my sister-in-law actually hosted a party 4 years ago. And remember that this was like COVID times, right? Pandemic time. I unfortunately was out of work at the time. My business had closed down, and she was having a party, and I wanted all the things. And I knew that I couldn't afford all the things, so I needed to host my own party. So with that being said, I ended up hosting my own party and got a ton of stuff, of course, right? That's why we do this. And during that time, she had actually joined as a consultant and had asked me if I wanted to join. And I can't lie to you guys, I said no a few times. And it wasn't because I didn't want to, but I didn't think that I had like the mental capacity for it during that time. But once my product started to come in and I started really using everything in the kitchen, my son was young and I was like, you're doing all the snacks, right? So I'm a mom of two, and I have a business and I have small kids. And so like I'm always in the kitchen anyway. So why not do what we do and try to make some money off of it? So anywho, so she asked me and I joined, and I have never looked back. Since then, I'm back in business at the spa, and I love it. But I love this a little bit more. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. Let's get cooking. So we are going to be making pumpkin pie a la easy. And you guys, this is super, super easy ingredients. Typically stuff you might even already have in your kitchen. So we're going to do the crust first, okay? So I'm going to be using our plastic mixing bowls, and we're going to start out with some flour. We've got our flour here. And tell me, how do you guys typically measure? Because I love using our measure all cups. We're going to do about 2/3 cup of flour. And I like to actually move it into the bowl and then just spoon it in the measure all. Okay, and I've already got it at that 2/3 mark. With baking, it's a little different than cooking, right? When you're baking, you really have to measure everything like to a T. Otherwise, you just never know what's going to happen. So there is our flour. Okay. And then I'm just going to add that in. Then our oats, we're going to need 1/3. And look how cool this is, you guys. This is like definitely a favorite of mine. So you can just move it up and down and get all of your measurements the way you need them. Do 1/3 cup of our oats. Okay, just add it into the bowl. All right, and then we're gonna do some brown sugar. Now, tell me in the chat, do you have these brown sugar keepers? They are amazing. They really keep your brown sugar nice and soft rather than hard and crunchy because nobody likes that, right? And I, again, just am like using pretty much the same spoon and I'm just packing it in there. And the really neat thing too about the measure all is that you just need one thing, right? I mean, who has the space in their kitchen for all the things, right? All the measuring cups, all the measuring spoons. I like things to be as easy as possible. So we've got a 4th cup of our brown sugar. Okay, and just to show you, it like fully comes in the 4th cup. So it's fully packed in there. All right, so we've got that. Then I'm going to mix in some of our pecans. So we've got the electric twist and chop here, and I've already done a little bit because I'm not going to lie, this electric twist and chop can make soup pretty quickly out of just about anything. It's pretty powerful. So I've pre-done it already, and I'm just going to hit the pulse setting for just a second or two. Okay, and that's all you need. So stinking easy. Okay, now if you really wanted to, you could actually make this entire crust in here. As far as like mixing goes, it would be easy. So I've got that, and we're gonna just do 1/4 of a cup of our pecans. And our pretzels. Okay, and then I'm going to save this because I'm actually going to save this for some of the topping for later as well. So I'll move that over. About 1/4 cup from our pretzels. Okay, and then the last part is 1/3 cup of melted butter. Okay, and then that's it. So you just want to mix it all together. And I kind of just like, I don't know, crumble it a little bit. You could certainly use your hands if you really wanted to. I am typically one that I like to touch and feel things. So I normally just use my hands, but you know, we're not normally live in front of everybody either. So you do you, boo. That's just what I've always said. All right, so once it's all mixed together, you want to also make sure, that you've incorporated all of the flour and the butter because this is going to be our crust. Okay, and we are going to mix it all into our square brilliance pan. And this is really neat too, you guys. And I was thinking about this earlier that you could technically, if you wanted to double this recipe, you could use the 9x13 pan as well and make it for like a larger crowd. Depending on where you're taking this, you could certainly double this up and use a bigger pan as well. But when I did this during the practice round, I actually put it in this same pan. And it just like I was amazed, truthfully, on like just how clean it comes out. You guys will see when I show you later. You'll be shocked. So we're gonna add all this together, press it in. Hopefully, you guys can see that. The crust is beautiful. So tell me in the chat, are you a pecan lover? Because you could actually, I'm like a home baker. I love twisting things up a bit. So if you don't like pecans, you could probably use something else, maybe like almonds. You could do cashews. Tell me in the chat below, are you a pecan lover? Okay, once we've got it all in there, that is our beautiful crust. Okay, it's gonna go in the oven at 325 for about 15 minutes. All right, let me set my timer. All right, so while that is going, we are gonna make our filling. So let's see if I can find some room for all this stuff. All right, so we've got our mixer here. If you guys don't have the mixer and you're a baker, you need the mixer. You need the mixer. And of course, when you host, you get all these fun things at a really great price. So with our filling, we are going to start with 2 eggs, which I forgot to take out of the fridge. Oh my goodness. Pampered, not perfect. You think you have it all together and you miss a step. All right, so we're going to use 2 eggs and just going to crack it right into the mixer. And I've got our paddle attachment in here. You could certainly use the whisk if you wanted to, but we're going to be mixing this with our pumpkin and our condensed milk as well. So I just feel like the paddle works a little bit better. So while that goes, I'm going to beat this for a little bit, and then I'm going to use our can opener to open up our pumpkin. So we'll do the custom setting, or I'm sorry, whoops. We're gonna do the beat setting, and I'm just gonna run it for, if I can see correctly. Okay, I'm just gonna run it for about a minute. I'll open this. Okay, I'm gonna pause it for just a moment because I do need to add the rest of the ingredients in here, but I wanted to start getting those eggs beaten. And I'm gonna use our little skinny scraper, and you just need 1 full can of pumpkin. Okay. And this is pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling. So there is a difference. And you're just going to use a whole can. And I absolutely love this skinny scraper. Like, out of all the things in my kitchen, if I have to think about the things that I use the most, this is definitely one of them. It's such a small item, but I don't know, I just can't use anything else in here. Okay, so 1 can of our pumpkin, and I've already opened up our condensed milk, so I'm just going to pour that in, and this is sweetened condensed milk. How many of you love condensed milk? Like, I'm going to just say this because I'm Cuban, right? So all the Cubans right now are probably like, yes, I love that. I use it for all the things. I feel you. I feel you. All right, so we've got our condensed milk, we've got our pumpkin, and we are also going to add in our cinnamon. So we're going to use the cinnamon plus, which by far is a favorite. You could certainly do a pumpkin pie spice if you wanted to, but my personal opinion, use the cinnamon plus. Like, it just brings everything to life. So we are going to do 2 teaspoons. Okay, 2 teaspoons of that, and then we're going to do half a teaspoon of salt. And the cool thing with this, look at that. Okay, you can actually move these. So half a teaspoon of salt. Just going to use the same thing. I'm going to use a smidge more because it's very sweet with just the condensed milk. Okay, so that's it. We're going to mix that all together. Keep it going. Also use our shield, which is currently on sale, so that it doesn't splatter everywhere. All right, awesome. So take off your shield, and the shield is really cool, you guys, because it does have a pour right here too. So if you're doing like cookies and things like that, which, you know, again, if you're a baker, you're doing all this during the holiday season. So the pouring shield is fantastic. Okay, and just to kind of show you, our filling looks delicious. Okay, and once that crust is done, we are going to pour this right on top, and then we're going to put it back into the oven for about 45 minutes. So I'm going to put this to the side for a moment over here. Okay, and then we are going to get our whipped cream ready. So how many of you have our whipped cream maker? This is the easiest thing. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely had some struggles at the beginning because I think we overthink things, right? How many of you are an overthinker? Because I definitely am. So when I first used it, I was like, am I doing this right? I had to watch a video, but you know, all the things. All right, so with our whipped cream maker, we are going to do 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. This is really important. Do not try to skimp on this, you guys, because half and half doesn't do it. Trust me, I've tried. Okay, so we are going to fill it up to the fill line, which is exactly 1 cup. Okay. And maybe a smidge under because you don't want to go over the line. Also something I have learned, okay? So we're going to do 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and we're going to do 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. And then we're going to add our vanilla. Here, look at that. Okay, well, then we don't need that one. All right, this is our little metal scoop, which also has measurements on it as well. So we need, what did I say, 1 tablespoon. Okay. One tablespoon right in there. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of our vanilla, and the double strength Madagascar vanilla. Look at this. This is a brand new bottle. This is the most delicious thing you will ever try, truthfully. All right. Don't judge me on this. Apparently I didn't have this ready either. Oh boy. All right. So if you don't have, just a little like tip, right? So if you don't have a measuring spoon or something handy, you can actually use the cap to measure. And because it is a double strength, I don't think you need the full thing. I mean, like, savor it, you guys. I buy 1 or 2 of these and it lasts me like all year. All right, so 1 teaspoon of the vanilla. All right, so that's it. So then we're gonna add our attachment here. Screw it on, make sure that the arrows line up. Okay, and then we're just gonna take out our aggression. Similar to our food chopper, right? So we're just gonna pump it up until it starts to feel a little stiffer. So maybe 30 seconds or so. Really get those like that arm workout in. You can even switch arms if you wanted to. My husband was here right now, he'd be like, "You're not working good enough." All right, so we've got our whipped cream. It definitely is feeling like stiffer, so we can check on it. Okay, and then you can always keep going. And yeah, look at that. Okay, it's pretty soft still, but it's getting there, you guys. It's getting there. Got about 5 minutes left still on the crust, though. All right, so tell me in the chat, are you the one who brings the dessert to Thanksgiving or to Christmas, any holiday that you guys are celebrating? Are you the one in charge of the dessert? And if so, what do you normally bring? Sweating over here. We are ready to, oh yeah, look at that. Ready to rock and roll. Look at that. Beautiful whipped cream. Look at the stiffness of that, you guys. Amazing. Just gonna tap it a little. Okay, and then I'm gonna add the little base to it so that it can sit on my counter and not get too dirty. And then here's the trick, you guys. We are gonna add our decorator. So this is the newest whipped cream maker from Pampered Chef. And it has a decorator. So how cool is this? Now you just turn it over, okay? Give it a little love tap so it all kind of comes down. And then you're gonna open up the other side. Look at that, awesome. Okay, and then same thing, you're gonna keep the little pusher guy on. I don't actually know the proper term for it, the pusher guy. And then we're just gonna pull it down so that when our dessert is ready, we are gonna go through and decorate. Oh. And obviously, if it has any excess, you can just use your lid. Oh, what am I doing wrong here? There we go. Sometimes it's just got like the air that you got to push out of it. How awesome is that? Okay, so you guys can see there's a little bit here, but it just is like the perfect tip to make your decor. Okay, amazing, right? All right, so we've got all of that going. All right, let's see. The other thing that I'm going to add, I'll say this, to the top of our pumpkin pie, a la easy, is we're going to do the whipped cream, and then we're also going to add just a cute little topper, which is our pecans, and then I'm going to use a little bit of the leftover crumble of the pecans so that you just, I don't know, it's like the sprinkles of it all, right? All right, so we've got like 2 more minutes. Okay. All right. Yay. Okay, so let me tell you, I also have the basic whipped cream. So this came in your handout, and it has all, the handout has everything. So it's got the full recipe for what we're making today, and then it also has the recipe for basic vanilla ice cream, which is delicious, you guys. It's so easy, and it's basic so that you can actually add any toppings and everything that you'd like. And the ice cream maker is just easy. Like, who loves making fresh ice cream at home? So my son is very excited. He was a little bummed this morning that I didn't share it with him when I first checked on it. But I have that over here as well. It's already turned and everything, and it's ready to go. So we're just waiting on the crust, and then we will put it all together. Okay. All right. Great. So here is our crust. It's got like 30 seconds left, so I'm going to take it out early. But if you guys can see that, like it fully moves. Do you see that? That is incredible. That is the non-stick of these pans. It just blows me away. So we are going to add our pumpkin pie filling. We're just going to put it right on top. And our scraper. Try to get as much as you can out of there. All right. Okay, and then, oh, there it is. All right, so then we are gonna add this back into the oven. We're gonna cook it still at 325 for another 45 minutes. All right, let me add my timer so that I don't forget either. All right, 45 minutes. And ta-da, it's done, you guys. All right, the magic of TV, right? So I actually have one that is already done. And how cool is this, you guys? So it comes with a lid. So when you're taking this on the go, it's just so easy. Like it snaps. You can put it in the fridge. Last night I actually made it ahead of time, and it does have a little bit of condensation inside, but here's just a little trick what I do, because especially if you're going to be topping it with like a cream or some sort, I take just a clean paper towel and I just kind of damp it just a bit to soak up any of those extra, um, just like water or extra, I don't know, I don't even know what the right word is, but just so that it's more dry, because you want the whipped cream to really sit on it better. So anyway, so there's that. This is the finished product. And now we're gonna go through and we're gonna add our whipped cream. So here we go. And I like doing about like 9 of these. So you can do any sort of decor that you want, but we're just gonna slice these up. So I'm gonna do about 3 little toppers and 3 rows. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know what's fun is that your kids could do this part. And that I think is like the true magic of Pampered Chef, is that everything is easy, that anybody can really do it. Okay, and now I've got leftover whipped cream, which I can use for my hot cocoa later. All right, so we've got our whipped cream. Then I'm gonna add our little toppers, which is our pecans. That one flew out of my hand. Look how beautiful. Like, how easy was this, you guys? How easy. And once you slice it up, it's going to give you about 9 pieces. All right, where is that? And then we're going to take a little bit of our leftover crumbles, and I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to use my hands, okay? So we can top it as if they were sprinkles. How fun is that? You could add sprinkles if you wanted to. Love, love, love. All right, you guys ready to see the finished product? Yay! Look how beautiful. I get excited over desserts. All right, you guys, so that is everything. Now, the final is that let's try this, okay? Because we gotta make sure what we're putting out there is delicious. So another must-have that you've got to have in your kitchen, in my personal opinion, is a nylon knife. Whether it's serrated or it's flat, it's totally at your call. But I think it is a must, especially with our non-stick pans, which all of our baking pans are non-stick, but it's better to do that. So we're gonna slice this up. All right. Now we're gonna use our little mini spatula. You guys, it smells so good. If I cut it deep enough. Yes, okay. We're in. Oh, there it goes. It wasn't as pretty, but here it is. Okay, clean as a whistle, you guys. There's nothing stuck to the bottom. It's perfect. So there's our little pumpkin pie. You can see all the layers of the crust and the pumpkin. And then most importantly, we do need to top it with our vanilla ice cream. Okay, which I've already kind of gotten a scoop out for myself. And with our ice cream scoop, okay, we're gonna do one scoop. How beautiful this is. Oh my goodness. All right. Should we take a bite? What do you guys think? Is this something that you'll do for the holidays? It's so good. Literally so good. Oh my God. And the ice cream. It's all the goodness, you guys, all the goodness. So I hope that you do this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Wow. Thank you so much, Andrea. There's just so much joy in your kitchen. It's just full of warmth, and that looks absolutely amazing. And I think a lot of people are going to be well equipped for some holiday gatherings this week. And this is a pretty approachable recipe. Baking can be intimidating, and you've done a great job of showing how easy this can be with the right tools. So thank you for that. We're going to bring you back on in just a few minutes for some questions. But before that, we're going to do our giveaway. So who's ready to see our giveaway? Let's do a little screen share real quick. Bear with me. And let's put this on. Okay, so it's giveaway time, y'all. And tonight we're giving away the Cinnamon Plus spice blend that Andrea showed us. So versatile, not just for baking. You can use this on bread and lots of other things. So cinnamon is not your average cinnamon. Cinnamon Plus, the stuff is great. So we're giving away 3, and our winners tonight are Lila Workman, Jacqueline Mullen, and Susan Darling Harwood. Congratulations, Lila, Jacqueline, and Susan. You 3 are our winners. I will get in touch with you after this to get your shipping information so we can get this in the mail for you. So congratulations to you all. And you all saw a lot of good ideas tonight, lots of cool products, and there are lots of ways that you can get these products. First step is always talk to your consultant if you want to learn more about all of this. And we've got some sales that are going to make it a little easier for you. We have some early Black Friday deals so you can save on gifts for everyone on your holiday list, including the electric twist and chop we saw tonight, things like the Rapid Prep mandolin, many more. So again, talk to your consultant with any questions to learn about these Black Friday deals that you can take advantage of. Second of all, if you want to save more, Andrea teased this a little bit when she was talking about that you can get things like the mixer at a heavy discount. When you host a party, you can save up to 60%. And this month in November in particular, if you book and host a party while the month is still going on, you can actually get 60% off 2 products with qualifying party sales. So talk to your consultant and get a party booked ASAP if you want to take advantage of this deal. All right, and now a lot of our customers, their way of getting the products is they start out interested in the products, and then, much like Andrea's story, it becomes something where it grows into something a little more, like being a consultant. So we're going to hear a little bit more about what that has been like for Andrea. But before that, we're going to answer some questions from the Q&A that you all teed up during the event. So, couple questions for you, Andrea, if you're ready. Um, can you please explain the difference between condensed milk and evaporated milk?
Oh boy,
If
this
you
is
don't know, it's okay. I don't know the difference, but you seem to be a fan of condensed milk, so
well. Oh boy, I feel like I'm going to be judged if I don't know this answer.
it's okay. Because again, I don't know the answer to this, so it's fine.
Um, I mean, condensed milk is essentially just like it's mixed with sugar. I think
Mm,
so that it's very, very concentrated is what I would say. But yeah, that I mean that's just what we use. Like when I make pumpkin flan, typically we use like the pumpkin pie filling, we use the condensed milk, and we also use evaporated milk too. But it's just more concentrated than regular milk and regular sugar, if you will.
love it, love it. I think people will be happy with that answer. That makes sense to me.
Thank you.
So this is a cool question about the some things you shared in your opening. So, someone has asked, what made you change your mind about becoming a consultant? What was the turning point that made you change your mind? And this person said, I've been asked to become a consultant and I'm on the fence about it. Real question. So, yeah, curious to get your thoughts.
Yeah, truthfully, I mean, yes, it was my sister-in-law, so that's one thing. But the main thing is that once I started playing with the products, it really hit me that I do this anyway, right?
Mm,
So now I'm just taking a picture or I'm taking a quick little like video clip of what I'm doing, and it's fun with my kids. I mean, my youngest is pretty small still, but she loves being in the kitchen while we're here. And with my son, I mean, he's such a ham now, like on camera, but it's just something fun to do. And so I think the turning point for me was that I'm already doing it, you guys. I'm in
mm.
the kitchen, I'm making snacks up the yin yang, and I'm cooking dinner all the time anyway. So it's easy as just like propping up your phone.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, we've all got to cook, we've all got to eat. So if you can turn that into a way to make some side hustle money, that's a pretty cool benefit. And there's a great transition. So speaking of some of the additional benefits, besides just income, besides the cool products, are there other benefits that you have found in your last few years of doing this that are, beyond just those kind of tangible things? What other benefits have you found of being a consultant?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the biggest benefit for me is the flexibility. I know that that's like what everybody says, but it really has made such a difference. I am a business owner myself. I have a day spa. And so I'm an esthetician. I lash artist by day, chef by night is kind of what I say. But, I'm always working around other people's schedules. And so the cool thing with Pampered Chef is that I'm working off of my own schedule and I'm fitting it into my life and it fits perfectly because I work in the morning before the kids are awake. I use my little mom pockets throughout the day to check in on parties and I don't have to ask anybody for time off if I need to go pick up my son from school. So I love the flexibility of it all.
That's amazing. I was going to ask you about flexibility next, so now I don't even need to. That was a fantastic answer. Last, I'll ask you two more questions. One more about your experience as a consultant. But are there any of your products that you have earned over the time that you have particularly really enjoyed using on a personal level?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the air fryer is like, it's the MVP in our family. We use that on the daily. But I will also say that the mixer is by like as a home baker, as somebody who really loves to bake during the holidays and just in general, this is like a no-brainer to me. You have to have the mixer. And the fact that like you can set it and walk away is life-changing, you guys. So
Very cool.
yeah, definitely the mixer. Yeah, I could go on and on about that thing.
Okay.
I've had other ones in the past, and this is where it's at.
Okay, love that. And very last question for those of you in the US, it's Thanksgiving week. So Andrea, besides your awesome dessert, what's the dish you're most excited to have on Thursday?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. I love
Yeah, I'm a
it.
carb lover.
Okay.
Mashed
Uh,
potatoes it is.
that's
Which you can
fantastic.
also, by the way, do in the mixer.
Very cool. Oh, hey, that's a great tip. Very cool. Well, if any of you are interested in learning more about becoming a consultant, connect with your local consultant, or you can visit the Be a Consultant page on our website, including the lookbook that has some more info about the income disclosure statement and the details of how all this works. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I know some of you are traveling this week, or you're going to be hosting soon. Busy week for a lot of us in the US. And for our Canadian friends, thank you for cheering us on. We hope to see you all next week for more food and fun with Sandy in our test kitchen as she teaches us secrets for holiday treats with an exclusive Food Network recipe, plus dessert tips from our in-house food stylist. So we're kicking off December with a lot of fun. It's going to be a great night. So be sure to register and join us next Tuesday. Thank you all for joining. Again, to our American friends, we hope you have a great Thanksgiving, whether it's restful or maybe a little stressful. Hopefully, not too much. So, thanks for making time, and we hope you all have a great week and a great rest of your night. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.